Now guys, I've done plans before where I've been sore 7 days a week. Does that mean I was overtraining or I was undertrained for that specific plan? Overtraining is quite a vast topic. Me and my friends often debate about this issue as well. I think Elliot Hulse from Strength Camp explains it the best. He puts training into a brainstorm with other stresses of life. So it might be a mortgage or kind of your studies or your job. Training is another stress that you're putting upon the body. When we go to the gym and lift weights, we are tearing down the muscle. It's a stress. It's a stress for the body. What your body does is rebuild itself up bigger and stronger. So I really recommend you guys to watch Strength Camp's video on overtraining. He explains it really well, because if you look at the human body as, as a machine which has to deal with a lot of stresses in its daily life, and you're training on top of that, it kind of begins to make sense. So, if I'm in my holidays, I've got no other worries, financially I'm okay, my health is great, etc. I can afford to go to the gym 5 times a week, 5 days a week, twice a day, and I'll have no problem dealing with that. I'd like to give you 2 scenarios to help you to understand my beliefs on overtraining. So the first one is, a couple of years ago, I've been training at 6 a.m. basically for a couple of years now. So my daily routine looked something like this. 6 a.m. I'd be in the gym. I'd do my first workout of the day. By 7:15 or so, I'd be home, shower up, eat. I'll be out the door at 8 o'clock doing construction work with my dad's construction company. That would last up until about 5 or 6 o'clock, and activities ranged quite drastically. But throughout this specific period of time that I want to talk to you about, there was a lot of shoveling, using pickaxes. We were actually digging foundations for about 3 months or so, encountering problem after problem, but that's a different story. So after work, I'd go gym again for the second workout of the day, and then I'd relax for about 3 hours after I got home, and then sleep and repeat that same routine for pretty much for 3 months. Now the second scenario is last summer, while it was my summer break from university. I worked nights at DPD, which is a parcel delivery company. Now something about that job, it's very heavy manual work. You're lifting boxes pretty much non-stop for the full 9 hours. So you're essentially doing, thousands and thousands of deadlifts every single night, with boxes ranging from, just flowers, so it's pretty much weightless, to 45 kilo boxes, which isn't a lot of weight, but over that many repetitions, it can be, it does start to play its role on the body. So after my first night, the next day I woke up, I started to develop cramps in the hands and the fingers. The forearms are just destroyed. The lower back was just destroyed as well because of that number of repetitions. But at the financial situation I was in at the time, I had to work. So I phoned up the company I was working for, and I booked my shift for the next night. And this carried on for another 3 weeks. And the saunas continued for the full 3 weeks. And what happened after the 3 weeks was, the saunas seemed to disappear. So my question to you guys is, if you believe in overtraining, that there's such thing as you overworking your body, you must also believe in undertraining, which means you might be missing the opportunity to train the muscle to its full effect. these two scenarios that I just gave you, a lot of people would class that as overtraining, but in fact they were the specific times in my short span of training, which is only 4 years, where I made the most gains I've ever made. So what I want you guys to get from this video is, if someone else is saying something is overtraining, you know, you can't do this again, you can't do it again within a week, you know, it might be a limitation for them. So why are they trying to put their limitation on your training? You have to see what works for your body. Now, I'm not saying, you know, train like a maniac 7 days a week, twice a day, or anything like that. But there's people out there, and there's examples out there. There's people, fighters train, you know, 6 hours a day. If they feel they need a rest, they have a rest. It's as simple as that. So listen to your body. I've conducted plans where I've trained chest 4 times a week. I've done plans where I've squatted heavy every single day of the week. I've done plans where I've done the full body 4 times a week, which was all included heavy compounds. And a lot of people will say, you know, that's overtraining or this and that. But if it works for you guys, it's important that you just get on with it, because, you know, there's a lot of different opinions out there. But my advice is, listen to your body. You know, if you do this for 3 or 4 weeks and you find that you've got no energy, and you know, your CNS, which is your central nervous system, is just crashing, you're feeling tired in the afternoons, take it easy, you know, take a step back. But it's important to listen to your body, guys. If you're eating enough calories to support any level of activity, and you're getting the right number of rest, you know, you're going through the cold showers, the ice baths, the massages, you know, the extra stretching sessions which will help you recover. If you're doing all of these things and helping yourself unwind with music, or, you know, relaxation techniques, yoga for example, if you're doing all of these things, there's no reason why you cannot, you know, broaden your horizons with your training, and you can get in the gym a lot more often. You can train a lot more often, to be honest. So what I want you guys to take away from this video is to try and broaden your horizons a bit. If you're worried about overtraining, I think you should be more worried about undertraining, more worried about, you know, how much growth are you missing out on, how many gains are you missing out on by only training a specific muscle group once per week. So that's enough for now, and I'll see you soon.